Now let us see how hot mix plants or bituminous mixing plants work. There are the bituminous mixing plants or hot mix plants, generally called HMPs, can be broadly classified into three categories: stationary plants, portable plants, and mobile plants. Stationary plants, generally they are big plants. They are installed on a permanent site where you want huge output and where the requirement of the output is for few years. Then we go for stationary plants. The output of the stationary plants varies from 50 ton per hour, 50 TPH. It can go up to 200 TPH or 250 tons per hour. Generally, these stationary plants are installed only for bigger projects or only when there is a continuous requirement of the mix. The second type of hot mix plant is called portable plants. Name itself indicates that they can be assembled or can be transported by road or by rail. The capacity of these portable plants varies from 10 TPH to 40 or 50 tons per hour. These portable plants are suitable for small jobs, maybe less than 40 kilometer work. And once the job is over, it can be shifted easily. The third type of hot mix plant is mobile plant. Name itself indicates they can be easily moved on pneumatic wheels and they are meant for small job lengths. Generally, the output or the mix produced by mobile plants is the spreading of this mix is done manually, and these kind of mobile plants are suitable for repairs or maintenance works. This is a typical mobile drum mix plant, not very popular in our country. Some manufacturers tried this, especially during PMGSY works, but somehow industry is not very uh, attractive to this mobile plant. Then when we the other type of classification that you can make for hot mix plants, bituminous hot mix plants, is like this. There are two types: batch mix plants and drum mix plants. This is a typical drum mix plant. What you are seeing in the figure is a typical drum mix plant, and this is the view of a batch mix plants. These are the hopper bins, similar to the wet mix plant. Here also we have the hopper bins, 4 to 5 hopper bins, meant for storing of the aggregates. This is another view of the batch mix plant. So this is the various components of the batch mix plant. You can see here. Typical batch mix plant. Batch mix plant means this. This is a batch mix plant. Before discussing on batch mix plant, let's see how drum mix plant works. You can see here the control cabin, and this is the drum. and these are the conveyor belts. This is where the mixing happens, and of course bituminous tanks are here, and there is a tipper to carry the output, the hot mix, and these are the hopper bins. How mix is produced in a drum mix plant? The tipper will come, unload the materials into these hopper bins, or a loader will load these hopper bins with the material, different size material required for the type of mix that we are producing. From these hopper bins, the materials will fall onto the conveyor belt based on the quantum of the material that fall on the conveyor belt depends on the size of the opening of these hopper bins, and then these mixed material, dry material, get into this drum. There will be a burner here. As the dry material gets into this drum, the burner will heat these aggregates, and then a bitumen from the bitumen tank, the bitumen is also fed into this drum. So we have the the heated aggregates are mixed with the bitumen, and the mix is produced here, and the mix produced is conveyed through this conveyor belt to the tipper. So basically in this drum the aggregates are heated and the bitumen is mixed. Heated aggregates are mixed with the bitumen. It's where the mix is produced. In the hot mix, batch mix plant, you can see these are the components. So these are the hopper bins, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 or 5. So from the stockpiles, the aggregates are loaded into the hopper bins, or loader will load the materials, different size materials, generally 12 mm, then 10 mm, 6 mm, and then dust. From these feeder bins, the material is conveyed through these conveyor belts into this dryer drum. In the drum mix plant, here itself the aggregates and bitumen are mixed. Aggregates are heated as well as bitumen is mixed in this drum. Whereas in the batch mix plants, the aggregates are dried here. They are heated only. They are not mixed here to the required temperature. From this dryer drum, the material is taken through this bucket elevator, and then it falls onto the sieves here. So the heated aggregates are taken to the top and then they are sieved here. That means the aggregates are sieved into different sizes. We will have different hoppers here. So different size materials are separated. And then the separated materials, they are weighed, and then based on the requirement, based on the design or based on the our design, the aggregates are weighed. Any oversized aggregates or undersized aggregates are taken. Oversized aggregates are taken away in the sieving itself here, and then these weighed aggregates, heated, sieved, weighed aggregates are fed into the mixing unit, pug mill here. To this pug mill, the preheated bitumen from the tanks is pumped in the known quantity, weight, and then this preheated bitumen and the aggregates are mixed in the pug mill, and then they are taken to the stock stock unit here, or directly unloaded onto the tipper. So suppose in case if tipper is not there for taking this mixed material mix, then we can store the material for some time in the uh, stock bins. As and when the tipper comes, the material can be unloaded. This is another view. So the preheated aggregates are taken through the bucket elevator and then they are sieved here, and then it is separated, and here the aggregates are weighed, and then they are mixed. Again preheated bitumen, weighed bitumen is pumped here and they are mixed, and then unloaded onto the tipper. So these are the components of the hot mix plant. There is a binder tank for storing of the binder, aggregate feeders, bins where these hopper bins are required for feeding the aggregates to the dryer uniformly, and then we have dust collector so that the fines are not emitted directly into the environment. So all finer material are collected by this dust collector, and we have scenes for separating the aggregates of different sizes, and then we have bins, separate bins for aggregate and binder, and then of course a control unit for controlling all the operations. Now this is how the mix is produced in the batch mix plant. So let's sum up how the mix is produced in a batch mix plant. So first the material from charging conveyor goes to the dryer, is where aggregates are heated, and then the material from the dryer material goes to the upper end. Material are fed from the upper end, and burner will be located in the lower end so that the material gets dried here. These heated aggregates in the dryer drum is taken to the top of the plant, and then these heated aggregates are passed through vibrating screens and they are separated according to the sizes, and then they are discharged onto the weigh hopper where they are weighed, and then the required correct quantity or the required quantity of the aggregates, heated sieved aggregates, is determined here. At this stage the bitumen is pumped from the storage tank, preheated storage tank, and then the aggregates from these hoppers emptied into the pug mill and they are mixed for about 5 seconds. After the dry mix, wet mix means begins mixing with the bitumen for about 25 to 30 seconds. After mixing for 25 to 30 seconds, the mix is discharged to the hauling vehicle or tipper, or sometimes if tipper is not there, it will be discharged into the silos. Then the total, what you have to observe here is the total mix time, that is dry mix, wet mix, that is mixing aggregates with bitumen, and discharge of this mix into the tipper or onto the silos takes about 30 seconds. That's why the output of this kind of plants is quite high. It varies from 100 TPH to 250 TPH, and of course cost is also very high. In the hot mix plants or in any, even in the pug mill wet mix plant, these separators plays a big role. These separators, what you can see here, because the gradation is very important parameter. When the tipper unloads, some of the material from whatever that is planned for this hopper bin may spill over to this bin, and that may change the gradation, and controlling the gradation is very important, so that separation plates this direction and also in this direction is very important so that gradation can be maintained or segregation can be minimized.